Hello everyone and welcome back to Now I Know. Today's video is a bit different than my usual videos. It's just going to be a sit down story time video. I'm going to share my journey of being a YouTuber, being a digital content creator. So those of you who are part of Now I Know, you know what this channel is all about. If you are someone who has just clicked on the video, welcome to Now I Know. This channel is all about biology and educational content. I have been making videos since 2014, and I'm going to share part of my life that I have actually never spoken about completely. Those who are connected with me on Instagram knows bits and pieces about my endometriosis story, my PhD journey. So basically keep getting questions about all of that, and I have realized as the Now I Know fam grows, questions are more. So I thought this is the right time that I share my story with you. So I will try my best not to make it too much in detail, but there are certain things that I have to share for you to understand where I am today and why I do what I do. So the story or my journey starts basically from 2005. I will start 2005. Was the year that I joined biotechnology post graduation. I have done BSc in microbiology, and that I have done at my home place. I am from Gujarat. But for MSc, I wanted to do biotechnology, and at that time, we did not have any universities offering biotechnology as a major subject. So I had to come to a different state where they were offering it. And so I came to Bangalore, a very well-known place for biotechnology. I came in 2005. Now, this was the first time that ever I am being away from my family, from my parents. And in 2006, that is my second year of post-graduation, I realized that, okay, here I think I'm going to just give you a little warming. My story involves a lot of endometriosis and some other things that you might be not very happy and you might not like. If you are someone who's not fan of the very bitter real truth, then I would say this video is not for you, and by all means you can just close the video. I will not mind. But those of you who want to know, I'll just tell you. I will not go much in detail, but I would like to share the real incidences that has happened with me. So in second year of my MSc, I realized that every month when I was getting my periods, I had this terrible pain that I had never experienced before. There was something unusual. I could feel this is not normal. As the months went by, I realized that pain was increasing and there was something wrong. I did express this to my family, my friends, my teachers even, but at that time internet was not a huge thing. I'm talking about 2006 2007. So I could not Google and put the symptoms and see what this is, but I could just talk to people. I spoke to my family, I spoke to some of my friends, but nobody could understand what I was trying to say. Everybody thought that because I'm away from home for the first time, maybe I'm feeling that little bit pain is more for me. But there was something wrong, and years went by, nothing happened. I did many tests and everything, nothing came out. In 2010, after a lot of research, my parents had consulted so many people and they were talking about me to so many experts, and finally they got to know that there could be something known as endometriosis, so I should get checked for that. I did, and of course that was the case. In 2010, finally I was diagnosed with endometriosis, but by then it was little progressive because it took a while for me to get diagnosed. So in 2010 December, I underwent my first surgery of endometriosis, and it's funny to know that I wouldn't say it's funny, but it's weird that the treatment of endometriosis is to conceive after surgery in order to stop the bleeding so that you're okay. I'm not going much in detail about it, but that was the treatment that was told, and that is being told generally, or you have to take some hormonal treatment. Now I was studying, and ever since I was 16, I knew that I'm going to do PhD, because even before I turned 3, I knew I'm going to be a teacher. I'm a born teacher. I had to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher, and for that, of course, you do PhD so that you become professor and you teach in university. That was my dream. So there's no way I was getting married, because I had to do PhD. I was studying for it. I at that particular year only, I had written an entrance exam. Those of you who are from India, you know GATE exam. I had cleared the exam, and I wanted to apply everywhere for PhD. So I was in that mindset, and suddenly this thing happened where I was told that after surgery I should conceive. That wasn't gonna happen. So I chose the hormonal treatment option, but somehow that did not work for me. After the surgery, in the first month itself, I got the periods. Didn't think much of it. I went on and I started applying everywhere. So in 2011, in June or July, I had some minor incident where my right leg knee, I had some kind of ligament tear. There was no such thing that could lead up to it. I don't even remember how that happened, but I was getting a lot of pain in my knee, and there was constant swelling. And when we did MRI, we found out that there was a ligament injury, and that was causing the problem. And basically, I had to get operated. So this was just within 6 months. I had the second surgery, and whatever had to be fixed, it was fixed. But it took time for me to get back to on my feet, literally, because it was all in the knee, and then it took time for me to be okay. Did some physiotherapy and some treatment and all that, but this led to me resigning my job. I did not mention that 2007, once I completed my post graduation in the same college, I got a job as a lecturer to teach MSc. So 2011 is when this incident happened. So by then, 4 years of post graduation teaching experience I had already gotten, and I was loving every bit of it, every moment of it. I love teaching, and I had the best time. Like, that was one of the best phase of my life that I have in my. It's the memories are there. It's all good. So in 2011, when this happened, at that time I thought it's better for me to take a break. Anyways, I wanted to apply for PhD. So after this surgery, I took a break. I resigned from my job, and I just took rest, and simultaneously I started applying at different places. And if I got called for an interview, my family would accompany me. They'll take me and I'll appear for the interview. And in 2011 October, I got an opportunity in one of the prestigious universities in India for PhD, and that was a full-time, full-paid scholarship PhD. And you would not believe the day I came to know, I was literally dancing. I mean, literally dancing that I was chosen for this opportunity. It's like, you have a dream for years and years in your mind, and then when it happens, it's so much more than what you thought the way you will feel. That's what happened. Once again, yeah, that's what happened. I was so happy, so happy, so happy that finally I'm getting into PhD. So that was the best, one of the best time of my life. And I went to Manipal in October. It was October or November, and yeah, I started with my PhD. Now, in 2012, when in May, that is like halfway down my PhD, my final exams were approaching. My PhD recitation was approaching, and this was the first year. Means you do a lot of coursework for PhD. You have to write some exams, and presentations are going on and all that. From Manipal, I had to go to Bangalore to get my certificate, because I had not collected some of my certificates. So I had to go and get my certificates. And Manipal to Bangalore, you travel in bus. And I was coming back after collecting my certificates back to Manipal, and I was very close to Manipal, just an hour before Manipal, and I was traveling in bus. I was all alone, and that bus met with an accident, and that was terrible. That uh, that was very scary for me because I was all alone. It was a major accident, and after that, that left me with multiple rib fractures, and I was in a bad shape at that time. But I had an amazing support system. All my departments, my friends, all of them came, they just stood by me and they helped me go through that phase. I was bedridden for about a month, and it took me almost 6 months to heal all the fractures. And since they were all rib fractures and there was a problem in my cervical cord, we couldn't do much. I just had to immobilize. But I wrote my in that state also, I wrote my first year exams. I appeared for my presentation, and everything went well. So it physically, I was having all that pain and all that, and along with that I was doing my PhD also. But I used to love the fact that I'm doing what I wanted to do. So all that pain I never felt. Now a year went by, I am doing good, and presenting my work also, everything is going on fine. Now in 2013, again I start getting back the period pain and everything. And in this is the time that it's even worse than what it was before. So my parents were like, no, you have to get it checked because you can't take risk. And I take off, I think in June, July again, and go back to my place to get it checked. And there it was again, endometriosis, and the case was even worse than the first time. And my doctor was really not so happy with me, saying that, of course, they told me what I had to do, but I wanted to study, I wanted to do PhD, I wanted to make my career. So it was like, today I'm getting tested, and like in 2 days I have my surgery, and I had to do it. There was no other option. But this time the case was not that great. There was a little more complications. So anyways, I had my second surgery, but this time it was really, I just felt everything together, all of those three surgeries, accident, and everything, it just hit me, all of that together. In span of like 4 years, I had so many things to deal with. And counseling is seriously not a thing so far in India. We are not, at least at that time I wasn't aware that I should take counseling. I think maybe that would have helped. But it all just hit me all together. And in 2014, after that surgery, when I not 2014, 2013, that is 2012 and 13, second year of my PhD. So I had accident in 2012, and then this 2010 December I had endometriosis first surgery. 11 I had the surgery for my knee. 2012 I had this accident, and 13 I had the second surgery for endometriosis. So back to back, something or the other was happening. So after this, I went back to Manipal, went back to my university to continue my PhD. Again, my doctor had warned me that I should actually stay back and take rest and do whatever has to be done. So that was there. My parents were not happy. They were really concerned about me, my health. But still I came because I wanted to do PhD. I came back to Manipal. By the way, I was doing PhD in Manipal University. So just after this, within a month, I had my second year presentation, where you submit your report your progress, and there's a panel, there's your committee who is sitting, your PhD committee, who will check your work. So I had the presentation, and I presented my work. I don't know, I definitely was not in right state of mind. I was not the person that I am today, or what I really or truly am, because I was hormonally totally it was all, I am not even able to put it in words. It wasn't me at the time, and I was really depressed. In true sense, it wasn't being sad. For the first time in my life, I was feeling something is not right mentally. And I presented my work, and then there is this question and answer happens. They will ask me questions and I have to answer. Basically, the committee was asking me questions, and it was just like literally how you see in movies. I was phased out. It was like I could hear them asking me. The sound was going in my ear, but it was not reaching to my brain for me to form a sentence and answer back. Okay, that's just not me. I am confident when it comes to presentation, talking, and presenting my work or teaching and all that. And this wasn't the first time, of course. I have actually appeared for many interviews before this. This was my like 10th, 12th, 13th, I don't know what number of presentation this was. So I was just numb standing there at the podium. I didn't know. I I was just not able to answer any of it. And I didn't feel anything. That was the worst part. I was so numb that I was not able to feel anything. And then after the presentation, my friends came to me. They asked me what happened. They tried to counsel me and all that, but basically I was not sure what was happening. And followed by that few days, I was really not sure, and I started isolating myself. I started, like, keeping myself locked in my hostel room. Was not taking call from my parents, and I was basically not talking to anyone. I was so angry, frustrated, and like my mental state of mind was not right. So my mom understood that this is it's not good for me to be there alone, mentally as well as physically. So they asked me to come back, and they asked me to get the treatment and whatever has to be done. So overnight I had to take a decision of resigning my PhD after the second year of completion. This was in 2013 August. I put down my paper, and within a week I wound up everything, all the formalities, and I went back home. Now, you would not believe that even after I went home, few days, not only few days, few months after I resigned, whenever I get up, generally I have this calculations running in my mind that I have to make this media, I have to make this much amount. So all the calculation goes up in my mind, and basically my mind is very active in my sleep. All the calculations I get in my sleep. So I wake up every day with calculations that are set in my mind, because I know I have to do that, but it's incomplete, and I have this resigned. And I'll get up and I'll realize, no, I'm not there anymore. I'm at my home. It's all gone. Just like that. All gone. So that was the reason why I had to leave my PhD after 2 years of completion. One of the best place that you could imagine doing your PhD. And I had it. I'm just glad that I got at least that opportunity to do that. Now moving on. 2013 this happened, and I went into depression. I struggle a lot. Sleepless nights I used to have. I used to cry like anything. I used to get angry. I was irritated. I was frustrated. So many things were happening. And in 2014 May, month of May, one night, of course, sleepless night, I was just simply sitting. Now, this was not a time that we had this internet, Wi-Fi. At least we didn't have it, that I'm spending my time on it. I'm just simply lying and just blank and staring at walls, and I don't know what to do, because I never had plan B. As I said, I was going to do PhD. I was going to be a professor. That is it. It was like very clear cut. Whole my life has gone just working behind that. and that was taken away, and I had no idea what I can do. I don't even know if I know something else other than teaching. So when this happened, I was undergoing a lot of, I had a lot of things that were like bothering me. I was feeling regret, I was feeling guilty, I was feeling so many things. And in 2014, month of May, I distinctly remember one night when I'm sitting and again crying around 3:30. I'm just realizing that I have hit rock bottom. And that's when it just occurred to me. I have hit rock bottom. There is no place below this. There is no other way for me than just coming up. That's all. That's all. Now I have to come up. I have hit rock bottom. That's all. And it just occurred to me at the end, all I wanted to do, whatever I was doing, is to teach. Right? Yes, we want designations. Yes, we want, you want to go and teach in college or university and all that. But the bottom line is teaching, right? And that's when I just realized that I can just make teaching videos and put it up on YouTube. Those who are looking for it, they'll find it, and if they find it useful, even a one kid, that's all. As a teacher, that's what matters to me. And that's when I decided I'm going to start making videos and I will put it up on YouTube. I made my educational website, I made a Facebook page, and I started this channel, Now I Know. And then again, there's a whole story of Now I Know YouTube channel, so I'm not going to go in detail, but those who are connected with me for a long time, you guys know about it. So finally, I started YouTube channel, and I started Now I Know. And slowly but steadily, it has grown. So many of you have joined Now I Know, and I basically, as a teacher, am doing what I'm supposed to do. I am, it's my purpose was to teach, no matter what it is. Yes, doing PhD was a very important thing in my life, and I loved every aspect of it. It was difficult, but it was good difficult. I loved it, and I would definitely want to do it in future if at all I get chance somehow somewhere. I don't know. I'm a strong believer of you are not too old to learn anything at any age. Okay, you can do whatever you want at any age. You can study, you can learn anything. So maybe in future it might happen. But that's how Now I Know was made, and that's how I started making channel, and I started making more and more videos. I get a lot of messages and comments and emails that how these videos help students all over the place. So it just happened that maybe from a class of 50, now I'm teaching so many of you, and I'm connected with so many of you that all that I have gone through, I think it was important for me to be what I am today. One thing that I have learned through all of this is I had my ups and downs, and yes, there was a time where I felt like there's nothing more. I felt that what more can happen, and why all this is happening to me and stuff like that. But I never gave up. I think that was one point that was very important, to not give up. I did not just leave it off saying that, oh, it's not in my fate and I can't do it and all that. I never gave up. Yes, when I was going through all that, I was dealing with stuff and all, I could not think clearly, but I never gave up. And the major, I think, part, or maybe because I had a very very strong support system that was always there with me, I'm blessed in that way. But yeah, that's how I landed up on YouTube, and I started making videos. So that's all about my journey. Whatever it has been, it's my life, and I have learned a lot. I no more have regrets. It has made me a very strong person. It has made me a very positive person. If anything, this thing has made me a better person. I don't know how, but slowly, when I look back, I realize that I definitely have become a better person. I have become a better human being. And I have started loving myself, and that's something when I say this to people, also, people feel like, how can you do that? I don't know. I cannot put it in words. I don't have a clear cut answer to that, but I do. I do love myself. I do love what I do. And that's all. Now you know me a bit more. Now you know how now I know came in the first place. So I think I'll wrap it up here, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning.